rubbish on the playground floor because little people take it, eat it, and die. That was literally his words. The headmaster was really, really impressed. Oh, I, of course, was sprudling of proudness. But what was his message? It was really already a message at this small age, as you all already do, I'm sure. It's really about, we're living in a community. We're all here together to make the seeds that we are planting and the environment we are living in and working in later on. That's what we create together. So the world you imagine for yourself and the people you love, you are responsible to be that game changer and take action, have courage by being also kind in translating your message to the people that need to hear it. The other little story, Gabriel. Gabriel is a very sensitive boy. He has always really impressed me with his honesty, his kindness, his givingness. He is always available, and no matter what, if I'm sad, if I'm happy, he is always there. It's really beautiful, and for everyone I know, really. So what he did, what I really love, he expresses himself a lot through music. So I do relate very much to what Nemo was saying, and how he expresses his work through music. So Gabriel, when he was 6 years old, he said, "Mama, there's so many young people in the UK, of course also around the world, but in the UK, for Christmas, they do not have Christmas gifts. They rarely, some of them don't even have heating or something to eat when they go to school." And that's in the United Kingdom. I'm not talking about the developed country. It happens as well there. And he says, "I really want to help them because I'm so privileged, and I think it's unfair. These are my friends. They go to school with me. I see them on the playground. I want to help them." So I said, "Well, what do you have in mind? What can I do? What do you want me to do?" Because we, of course, as parents, our children are the seeds that we put in the ground. But we need to also encourage them and help them with what we can to empower them that their ideas can grow. And so he said, "Well, I love playing violin. I would love to play violin for people in the street. And if people like it, they can give me some coins that I can then donate." And yes, that is what we did. Portobello Road on a Saturday morning. And I cannot tell you how terrifying that is because there's millions of people and you cannot really walk anywhere. And there was little Gabriel with his violin for half an hour and was playing his little music. And I was, of course, again, very proud, and he felt so good about it. He said, I want to do this more. He has done so many projects since then, which I don't have time to talk about it. But the story, the moral, what I want to share with it is that you're never too small to be the change you want to see in your communities. So I'm really looking forward that maybe if next year this event comes back, to hear some of your stories and what you have learned from today. So moving on, I do have notes because I do get very nervous, specifically at such an amazing audience and wonderful students. So bear with me. So the next one then, gratitude again. Gratitude is about many things. It's about how you see life from a very small age on to what you will become and what you already are. So I will tell you about what I am grateful for and what made me today and why I'm here today as well. So obviously I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the people that shared and share and will share my life. So that's the dad of my sons. Then I'm also really, really grateful for my education. Being in school, especially also Saint Georges, having the opportunity of having such a good education is really a beautiful starting ground to be grateful for. Because you all have the potential to become the future leaders, the future politicians that fight for other people's rights, and everything else, become the activists that we want to be, the musicians. All of these skills and soft skills of emotional intelligence you learn in school through your friends and through your wonderful teachers who spend a lot of time preparing the classes that you attend every day. And of course, not forgetting your parents who do the homework with you. Oh yeah, we love that. And who make sure that you're on time and everything else. So true teamwork. So education. Then, of course, here, this is a big chunk of my life. I'm sure, who here had always the dream to be a soldier? Yes, yes, I see many hands, many hands. Well, I was in the military for 6 years with my twin brother, there he is, and that's a friend of us. So in the military, I'm so grateful for all of the experiences I had in the military, because obviously they made me who I am today. I can promise you, having a good warm bed and delicious food all the time, that is not always a given. And in the military, you really appreciate and you're really grateful when you go home on the weekend. And my mom at the time, she did my laundry, because ironing all of these shirts, that was definitely not what I wanted to do on the weekend. And all of that. But it really taught me a lot about my life, and it helped me becoming that person where I can now, as a woman, speak up for all of these other women that are in the military, for all of these other women, also in countries where I'm sure you have learned about conflict already, whereas people are fighting with each other. And often women, they are suffering the most, because they're the most vulnerable. And so, to all of the young girls here as well in the room, it's really about being there for each other, standing up for your girlfriends, because it's just so beautiful. And again, you're putting these seeds in the ground that will grow and give you so many opportunities to change the world around you, but also for other communities. Let me tell you a small story with the military. So here you can see my helmet, right? It was way too big for me, way too big. So each time I was wearing it, people, I don't know if you know the cartoon called Calimero. Yes, so they called me Calimero, because my helmet was like an eggshell on my head. It was too big. And so each time I would run, it would go in my eyes. I was like, come here, Calimero. Yes, 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 sir. So, yeah, I thought I'd share that with you, because it does look a little bit silly, doesn't it? So, other than that, of course, the people who make you are the people around you. Your friends, your teachers, your parents, your siblings, everyone that has to do with your life who makes you happy has also planted a seed in you in some way or other to make you the person you are today. So always be grateful for that and for the people around you. So appreciation then. Appreciation is a very important thing. It's to appreciate what you have. We are very privileged, I would say, especially in Luxembourg. And as such, I want to share a little few stories with you. Appreciation within, this is from the Special Olympics, where I was with the niece of the Queen jumping into a bucket of ice. I can tell you it was freezing. Why did we do that? Who would jump into a bucket of ice? How silly is that, right? Yeah. Yeah. We thought at the time it was maybe a good idea until I was in the water. But it was really to show our appreciation for first to be healthy. Because not every child and not every adult is healthy from birth. Some have disabilities and other illnesses. So I wanted to show my support and appreciation for being a healthy woman and being able to raise awareness of the Special Olympics. So that was that. Then here, and I will go more into detail with this one in a sec. So here then, invest in women. Obviously a big of my advocacy, and advocacy means that I travel a lot around the world and I make people, I push a little bit from time to time, understand that some of the policies, some of the laws that they're having in different countries are not always very favorable for girls specifically, but also boys to flourish and become who they could be. So what I do then, like Calimero with the helmet, is that I'm traveling all around the world to talk about these issues and make sure that everyone knows about them, and then hopefully be part of the change. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It never will be. But if I have two legs and I have a voice to speak, that's all that matters for others that cannot talk for themselves, and to help them grow into what they can be. Again, it's all about planting your seeds and using your skills, which are all unique to each one of you. You're all unique. Do not compare yourself to your friends, because you are you. You are the best you could be right now, at this moment in time. You're still growing, and that's beautiful. But yes, really important, appreciate who you are and for what you can do, because it's just beautiful and perfect. So that is about women empowering each other. Of course, also boys empowering girls. It's about being nice to each other and kind. Girls and boys are very different in a lot of ways, and that's beautiful because we complement each other, don't we? Even from time to time when the boys are a little bit with the girls and the girls are a little bit, I know all of that. I hear it from my son. I have a really good story with that. We went on holiday in the summer with family, and there was a cousin, she's 10, and my son came up to me, Noah, the blonde one, who just turned 11, and he said, "Mama, I just cannot deal with her. She's so dramatic." And I said to him, "Darling, that's a woman. Get over it." And we were all laughing. But it's just to really see, yes, we are all different, but we do complement each other very much, and we should appreciate that and make that our strength. So here, that is Professors Without Borders. I am so appreciative of that opportunity that I could have grown. It's an NGO. So I take teachers, like the teachers you have here, and I make them travel all over the world with me and teach classes you have here for other children who cannot access them. So I'm really appreciative to be able to share that work and to include as many people as possible. And even you, if you grow up to be a teacher, who here wants to be a teacher one day? Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Well, maybe one day you can come with me and we can do all of these amazing travels together and go and help other children with their education. Wouldn't that be fun? So Professors Without Borders, just a few pictures where we're in classrooms. This is in Uganda, where we also